Hello guys, we are going to talk a drama film called Palmer from 2021. A lot of interesting things are waiting for you. Palmer returns to his homeland after a long imprisonment. He is met at the door by his grandmother, who is happy to see her grandson. She has bought everything he needs and prepared a private room for him. Looking out the window, he notices a girl and a child living in a trailer next door. During dinner, the grandmother tells him about the new neighbors. The girl is a walking problem, and if it weren't for her son, the woman would have been kicked out of her trailer long ago. The caring grandmother also gives some advice to her grandson. To adapt quickly, he needs to find a job, attend a local church on Sundays, and feel sorry for himself is the last thing he should do. Our hero was released on parole, so he needs to check in with the police every 2 weeks and periodically take a test for illegal substances. The guy spends the next day looking for a job, and in the evening, decides to go to a bar and see his old friends. His friends have long had families, and one of them even works for the police. Soon, the same neighbor shows up at the bar and immediately starts hitting on the new guy. They spend a stormy night together in the trailer. In the morning, Palmer goes out in the wrong place, and his action does not go unnoticed. "Will we see you in church?" they say to him. The boy is still not feeling well, but he agrees to go to church. Sam, the neighbor's son, is also in the car in the back seat. On the way, the boy tells Palmer that he saw him sleeping with his mother last night without pajamas or even underwear. Hearing this, the wise grandmother quickly changes the subject. In the church, all the visitors start whispering to each other at the sight of our hero. After the service, the police chief comes up to the guy and advises him to behave. His friend feels uncomfortable because of his father's words, but Palmer reacts calmly. There's something wrong with this guy, he thinks. Returning home, the boy thanks and says goodbye to his grandmother and hugs the boy goodbye. The next day, the grandmother asks her grandson to stop by the store. She gives him some money and a grocery list. At the cash register, he notices an advertisement for a new employee. The cashier offers to fill out a questionnaire, but the manager informs him that the position has already been filled. Everyone in this small town knows what our hero did, and it will be difficult for him to find a job. At home, the grandmother tells the boy that Sam will live with them for a while because his mother has gone away again. The boy is acting strangely. He is happy to help the woman with her makeup and constantly plays with his dolls. "You're a boy, and boys don't play with dolls," Palmer tells him. Later during dinner, the grandmother asks her grandson to return her money because she thinks the boy kept some of it. Palmer reacts sharply to the accusation and asks to transfer the money again. The next day, he arrives at a local school that needs a janitor. At the interview, the principal initially refuses the job because of his criminal record, but after listening to his story and asking the headmaster's opinion, he decides to give him a chance. In the evening, during dinner, Sam reminds his grandmother about a misunderstanding with money. The woman counted the money and found out that it was all there. On the boy's advice, she apologizes to her grandson, and their conversation is interrupted by a phone call. "I've been hired." The next day, the manager gives the boy a briefing, and he starts working. Later, Palmer is asked to fix the air conditioner in Miss Maggie's classroom, who is Sam's classroom teacher. The boy waves to his new friend, but Palmer just walks by. At school, his classmates often make fun of Sam because he is different, but Palmer doesn't interfere. Our hero's life is gradually getting better. He works, attends church on Sundays, and gradually merges into city life. One day, Palmer wakes up earlier than his grandmother, which has never happened before, so he rushes to her room. Upon entering, he saw that Vivian had died in her sleep. During the funeral ceremony, Sam takes the boy's hand, trying to comfort him. Our hero is having a hard time dealing with this loss and gets very drunk in the evening. The next day, Palmer brings the boy with his belongings to the police station, intending to hand him over to the authorities. A policeman he knows offers to keep Sam until his mother shows up, but Palmer replies that the boy is not his responsibility. The friend warns that if he does, the boy will be sent to an orphanage. Palmer agrees and silently leaves the police station, but when he gets to his car, he hesitates to drive away. In the next scene, they return home together. It was hard for our hero to make this decision because he has never had to look after children before. But Sam is smart and independent. He is used to this life and does not require special attention. One day after school, Miss Maggie gives Sam a ride home. She came in to check on her student's living situation. After making sure that everything is in order, the girl leaves her phone number just in case and leaves. Gradually, our heroes get used to each other and begin to get along better. They go to school together and spend a lot of time together. One day at a soccer game, they meet Maggie. The girl invites him to go bowling with her this weekend, but the boy doesn't want to go without Palmer. After a short conversation, the boy agrees to join their company. At the stadium, Palmer watches the game, and Sam follows the cheerleaders' movements. On weekends, the guys have fun together. Sitting at a table, the adults tell each other about their past. Maggie moved to this city after a failed marriage, and Palmer is honest about his prison sentence. They have similar fates. They both ended up in this place in the hope of starting over. Over time, Palmer becomes more and more of a father figure. He starts making Sam breakfast and supervising him at school. He also stops going to the bar in the evening and explains by example that every bad deed is justly punished. Sam's birthday is coming up soon. Maggie is helping with the organization of the party. While cleaning up, she notices a pile of unopened letters and offers to help with it. Among them is a letter from a lawyer about a will. From the phone conversation, Palmer learns that their house is up for sale, and the proceeds will go to the church's fund. He will also have 30 days to move out after the transaction is completed. This was his grandmother's will. The unpleasant news throws Palmer off balance a bit, and it shows in his communication with Sam. Preparations for the Halloween holiday begin. In the store, the boy notices a costume of Princess Penelope from his favorite cartoon, but Palmer dissuades him and offers him a prince or pirate costume instead. Sam says that children his age are very mean and like to bully those who are different, but the boy does not give up and stands his ground. Palmer is approached by an acquaintance of his grandmother, who insults him, calling him a criminal, and says that he is not capable of caring for a child. But Sam stands up for our hero and advises the woman not to interfere in other people's affairs. Halloween comes, and all the children come to school in their costumes. Classmates immediately begin to call Sam names and ridicule him, but Miss Maggie, anticipating this, came dressed as a man. She cheerfully explained to the children that everyone can be who they want to be at the party, and there is nothing strange about it. In the evening, our heroes come to Maggie's house for a celebratory dinner. Alone, Maggie asks Palmer to tell her about his criminal record. Palmer tells her that he played for the university football team but was expelled due to an injury. When he returned home, he started spending a lot of time with his friends. One night, they decided to rob a house, but the owner tried to fight back, and Palmer beat him badly. At the police station, he took the blame to save his friends from going to jail. When they return home, they start kissing and spend the night together while Sam sleeps on the couch in the living room. Later at work, Palmer goes to the computer lab and studies local custody laws. After school, Sam goes to a friend's house for tea, and Palmer takes a moment to spend some time with Maggie. They are interrupted by a crying Sam with smeared lipstick. He runs home, and Palmer thinks that the boys have been bullying him again. Palmer advises him to fight back next time, but Sam reluctantly admits that he was hurt by the father of a classmate, one of Palmer's friends. Palmer drives to the bar where he finds this friend and beats him up. As he approaches the other man, he threatens to reveal their secret if he is reported to the police. Maggie scolds Palmer for his actions and says that Sam kept calling out to him until he fell asleep. In the morning, Palmer tries to cheer Sam up, begins to treat him like a son, and suggests that he apply to join the Princess Club. Together, they write an introductory speech. At that moment, Shelley enters the house. She orders her son to pack his things and takes him back to the trailer. One day, Palmer sees the police outside his house. The authorities took Sam to a shelter and filed a request to terminate his mother's parental rights. After learning about this, Palmer goes to the Child Protection Service to apply for temporary custody. But when he learns about the criminal record, the specialist assures him that the judge will definitely deny him. In the evening, Palmer comes to Shelley and offers her to voluntarily sign the documents and give him custody of Sam, but she is sure that the authorities will return her son to her, after which they will be able to move and start a new life. The day of the trial comes. Palmer, accompanied by Maggie, arrives at the court hearing and tearfully tells his story, asking for custody to be transferred to him. But the judge cannot agree to this and suggests that he reapply after his probation is over. For a short time, Shelley stopped using illegal substances, so she got her son back. Palmer watches their move from his window and gradually prepares the house for eviction. When he goes outside, he hears an argument and screaming. Entering the trailer, he breaks up the fight. Seeing all this, Palmer picks up Sam and drives out of town with him. At the gas station, he tells Maggie about everything. The girl persuades him to return the boy as soon as possible. At home, Palmer is already met by the police. Shelley has filed a child abduction report. Palmer's friend tells him that the mother is not well, so he took Sam to Miss Maggie. He also regrets what happened. Palmer asks that Sam not be taken to an orphanage. Later in the prison, our hero is visited by a friend. He says that Shelley actually asked Palmer to go to the store, but forgot about it because she was drunk. The debt to the friend is repaid. In the next scene, Palmer and Sam are putting together a puzzle. There's a knock on the door. Shelley appears in the house. She has realized her inability to raise her son, so she has decided to give Palmer custody. Sam agrees with this decision, comes over and hugs his mother. Later, they stop by to pick up some things. The house is sold, and Palmer finds a letter addressed to Sam in the mailbox. He became the first boy to be accepted into the honorary club of fairy lovers.